Depending on the dog, many pit bulls can jump high enough to jump over fences, with an average leap of 4 to 6 feet. Many blue-nosed pit bulls can jump even higher than this. Do blue-nosed pit bulls jump? Blue-nosed pit bulls jump often, and some can jump very high. This depends on the type of pit bull and how athletic they are. Like many dogs, the pit bull loves to jump when happy or excited. How high can a blue-nosed pit bull jump? Blue-nosed pit bulls can jump and leap very high, averaging a distance of about 4 to 5 feet and sometimes reaching over 6 feet high. There are records of these pit bulls jumping as high as 14 feet off the ground. Can pit bulls jump over fences? It can be difficult to tell how high your pit bull can jump. That being said, most pit bulls can jump over fences. This can depend on a couple of different things, including their age, behavior, and training. For example, sometimes blue-nosed pit bulls can get aggressive or excited upon seeing another animal. In that case, they have been known to jump certain heights. When choosing a height for a fence, you should go with the taller the better option if you own pit bull terriers. This will be for the best and ultimately safer for your dog. The average fence will be around 4 to 5 feet high. A height that almost any American pit bull terrier can jump over. However, it is recommended that you make sure that you know how high your dog can jump and stick to fences around 6 to 7 feet tall. What age do they jump? Because they are very athletic, the American Pit Bull Terrier can start jumping reasonably early. That being said, you should never encourage your pit bull to jump or exercise too much as young puppies. They should always have 12 to 15 months to grow before this. Reasons blue-nosed pit bulls may jump. There are many different reasons a blue-nosed pit bull may jump, especially over fences. Let's take a look. Hunting. Blue-nosed pit bulls love to hunt and chase after other animals. Because of this, they have been known to climb or jump fences to get into nearby parks and backyards. This can cause a lot of scary situations, so it's best not to encourage this. Mating and companionship. Dogs love to play with other dogs, and many will want to play with any dog that walks by. Incidents. Some situations that can bring your dog discomfort will result in them trying to run. This could be anything, from strangers walking by or into a yard to them being spooked by a loud noise. Boredom. If left in a small space for a long time, the blue-nosed pit bull will become lonely or bored. If they are trying to find entertainment, they may become determined to find it out of the small space they are stuck in. Can jumping hurt your dog? Jumping can increase the amount of pressure put on your dog's joints, but as long as the surface they are jumping to is in a safe range for your dog, they should be safe. What is the best fencing for jumping dogs? If you have a dog that has been known to jump a lot, you should consider getting the very best fencing for your dog's sake and others. Any dog breed that gets out of their backyard can cause scary situations, and you should act accordingly to make sure that everyone is safe and that these situations are limited or non-existent. If you are looking for strong, durable fencing for your home, you will want to look at iron fences since they are the strongest residential and commercial fencing materials. What is the highest height a dog has ever jumped? The highest height a dog has ever jumped was 191.7 centimeters. This was done by a greyhound named Feather. Can blue-nosed pit bulls jump straight up? The only dog breed able to jump straight up is the Basenji. Do dogs understand height? Dogs do understand that jumping off cliffs would be dangerous. They are highly intelligent animals who understand that they could get seriously hurt or killed by doing this. Most dogs also understand that they can only jump to a certain height. Why don't dogs jump fences? When thinking about how easy it is for most dogs to jump fences they have around them, it may shock you that some don't. Have you ever wondered why this is? Let's look at the reasons. Barrier reactivity. Barrier reactivity is when they bark, growl, and act excited when they happen to have a barrier in front of them. This is usually in response to a stimulus outside of the barrier. Training. Because of their intelligence, most pit bulls will do so rather than try to get out if trained to stay on one side of a fence. Preventing American Pit Bull Terriers from jumping fences. If you have a dog that constantly tries to jump fences, you should not reward them for doing so. This will give them more reason to do it. Make sure that you observe them to make sure that you know why they may do it. There are a couple of things that you can do to make sure that the chance of them jumping your fence is cut down. Provide enrichment. If a dog has a lot of things to do within their home, they are less likely to try to look for something to do elsewhere. Getting a couple more toys online is a great way to give your dog tons of entertainment. There are also other exercise options for your dog. This will make sure that your dog wants to stay within your fence. Use a tall fence. One good way of making sure that your dog does not jump over a fence is to use a tall, opaque fence. Using a fence that they can see through will ensure they understand what is going on the other side of the fence. If your dog is constantly curious as to what is going on the other side, they are more likely to jump. Additionally, if the fence is tall enough, they will have a more challenging time doing this. However, it's important to point out that although a chain-link fence matches this description perfectly, they are easy for these dogs to climb and may not make for the best option. Discourage questionable activity at fence line. If your dog is racing up to the fence often, they may become more likely to try to get out. If you see this happening a lot, you should call them back and give them a treat. They love to always come to you when called. Don't allow clear shot at fence. If your dog has room to gain speed before jumping over a fence, they are more likely to do so. Make sure that they do not have any area where they could get a running start and that they do not have any objects that they can easily stand on to jump over the fence. Safety measures. If you think that your dog may try to jump over a fence or run, you should make sure that they have been microchipped and that you send them outside with a collar. Although there are many misconceptions about pit bulls, many people still believe that they are aggressive dogs and are still scared of them. If any large dog got out of a yard and ran up to small children, there would be cause for concern. To protect your dog and the ones around them, you should make sure that they have a collar to identify them. This way, if they get out, they can be returned to you. If someone sees a pit bull running around, they will be more likely to help if they know they have identification. Additionally, it would help if you ensured that your dog was microchipped. Many shelters are strict regarding this specific breed and will hold your dog for only a certain amount of time before euthanizing them. They must be chipped so that a shelter can contact you. Other ways to prevent jumping. If you still cannot get your dog to stop jumping over a fence, there are a couple of different ways that you can help them. Fenced-in yards are lovely for dogs since they can exercise. This is especially true for blue-nosed pitties since they require a lot of energy to be burned off. That said, many will be able to jump over a fence in the blink of an eye, and you must be prepared for it. Unfortunately, pit bulls have an undeserved reputation and can be treated poorly or injured if the wrong person encounters them. This is because pit bulls were bred for blood sports, and although this is long gone and animal cruelty laws are put in place to make sure they are not bred for that anymore, people still have their opinions. Make sure that you keep your dog safe by keeping them fenced in, where they cannot be hurt by others outside. If you are having trouble accomplishing this, here are a couple more things that you can do to help. Hire a professional dog trainer. If you are having a lot of trouble with your dog, you should look into hiring a professional dog trainer to train your dog on what they should and should not do. Most dog trainers are professionals who know precisely how to train your dog not to do something. Allow them to help you. Use a flirt stick. This is a large cat toy, but for dogs. It will allow your dog to chase after it. This is while they are on a leash. Go running with your dog. If your dog lacks exercise, try running, jogging, or even biking while with your dog. This will help them burn off energy while indulging their desire to explore. It will also allow you to not worry about them jumping a fence. Put your dog on a line. If you have your dog in your backyard, you can put them on a long line that will allow them to have the freedom to go where they please while giving you peace of mind knowing that they cannot jump over a fence. Feed from toys. Several toys out there allow our dog to feed from it. Feed them using these toys if your dog needs to burn off extra energy. They are great for allowing your dog to explore while getting additional enrichment. Doggy Daycare. If you have a friendly dog, you can always try taking them to daycare to have a large play area with a roof. These places are usually designed so that dogs cannot get out, and you can be sure that your loyal dogs are safe and sound. What to do if they escape? If your dog gets out of a fence, there are a couple of things that you can do. Call them. Call your dog in a high-pitched voice. It would be best to run in the opposite direction of your dog so that they don't think you're trying to chase them, and they will want to chase you. Follow. Another way you can get your dog back to safety is by following them from a distance. If you were to chase them, they will more than likely run further away, thinking that you are playing with them. Follow using a bike or a car, and try to call them back. Notify animal control. While unlikely to send help, alerting them can make sure that when your dog is found, it will be returned. Leave a gate open. If you have a gate to your yard, leave it open. Many dogs will want to come back after adventuring. Pit Bull Terriers can jump very high. Being powerful dogs, Pit Bull Terriers should be watched to ensure they do not jump over fences.